Styling and profiling. It's live and in color. Woo! 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 Slow down. Woo! 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 I'm styling and profiling. Woo! 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 Upside down. Woo! 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 Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am your host, Tommy. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. And this is the AFC East Shakedown. Let me bring on my guest real quick. Captain D representing the Dolphins. The Sports Dynasty podcast, Trevor and motherfucking Juan. And our special guest of the night, Curtis from the Ace Per Head YouTube channel. What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Good stuff.
Doing good. Pretty.
By the way, happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys, everybody in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, yes.
Yeah, man.
Hope y'all stuff your faces, because I know I did.
100%. Yo, listen, if the Bills didn't win on Thanksgiving, I'd be pissed. I might not even be here. I'm going to be honest. But I'm here. What do you want? I would have had D take over because I just... There will be no more me at that. I'd be so furious. But anyways, yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys once again. I couldn't do this without you. I couldn't do this AFC East Shakedown without you guys. And let's get right into the Week 11. But I do have a real quick promotion here from, let's see here, one of our sponsor.
No cash, bad credit, in need of a new computer, TV, drone, or appliance? Simple to Own is here to help. With Simple to Own, you get to choose from the latest electronics and appliances and take it home with only $40 down today. It's pretty simple. Go to any Simple to Own location or go online to www.simpletoown.net. Fill out our application. The process is fast and easy and 100% secure. There's no credit needed. And you can get instantly approved for up to $5,000 spending limit. Choose the payment plan that better fits you. 90 days interest-free or easy weekly to monthly payments for 12 to 24 months. Choose your product and you're done. The product will be ready for you at any Simple to Own location or delivered to your door within days. Have any questions? Need help choosing your products? Our customer service team is here to help. At Simple to Own, we are 100% committed to our customer. We are just a phone call away. Own it today. It's that simple.
All right. That's Simple to Own. That's one of my sponsors, my new sponsors. So I appreciate them for helping this channel out. So, yeah, Week 11. Let's get right into this, guys. First game. We touched base on this last week, but Curtis wasn't here, so I kind of want to go back into it. Patriots on a roll. On a mother effing roll. They demolished the Falcons 25-0. I picked the Falcons because I need to pick the Falcons. And I was totally wrong. But 25-0. Captain D. My God. How the Patriots, man. What's going on there?
What's going on is what I've been telling you. Mac Jones, they're built in the trenches. I'm not surprised by this. Unfortunately, we got to do battle at the end of the year with these Patriots. But I'm thinking positive here, and we're going 2-0 against the Patriots this year. But we're gonna cross that bridge later on down the road.
Yes, Jose. The new dude is my buddy Curtis from Ace Per Head. Great guy. If you never watched his channel, it's Ace Per Head on YouTube. He's a Dolphin fan. But he actually, how I found him, Jose, he does a lot of Bills content. He does. He did a thing on Josh Allen. That's the first video I ever watched by Curtis, and it was really, really good, Jose. If you haven't watched, I highly suggest you go watch it. He goes in depth, and he's an honest football fan, and that's why I reached out to him to be on here. And yeah, and that's who Curtis is. I would say, Curtis, New England, 25-0 over the Falcons. How'd you see that game, man?
Well, I think I might have gave a prediction the last time I was on about the game.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
My numbers were I suck at the numbers. Like it's going to be this score, that score. But I knew New England was going to win. They're just going to pound them and control like the line of scrimmages on both sides of the football. And at the Falcons, they're missing Ridley. They're missing too much. The offensive line didn't match up. And the Patriots just played what they played, is just pound and pound and pound. And it's not really a competition, you know. So they're like one of those big boa constrictors. They're not going to blow you out, the doors open early, but they're going to get on you and wrap you up and slowly constrict you. Even good teams, I mean, they're very, very tough team right now. Unfortunately, I hate to say it.
Yeah. Trevor Wan, man, Sports Dynasty. I mean, I know we talked about this last week, but I guess, you know, touch base again with this week 11, 25-0 blowout.
The offense didn't play all that well. They should have played much better, but it was a Thursday game on a short week. What do you expect at that point? The defense came to play, though, caught 4 of the most funniest interceptions that you can remember. And from what also, this is a while ago, this is 10 days ago. What else? Something else amazing happened. I just don't remember. This was 10 days ago. But I know the offense didn't play as well as they should have. But again, Thursday. I feel like it was on a Sunday. Instead of scoring 25, they would score 48. Because they would have had the appropriate. Oh, no, Cordell Patterson. That's the biggest reason why they couldn't move the ball. Yeah. Because that's the most boring player.
That's right.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy, by the way. That's like their everything. That's their Swiss Army knife.
Yes,
he does it all. But yeah, man, you guys defensively is where you guys are putting your stamp as the season goes on. Really, as the season, really since week 1, I thought, you know, every game that I predicted so far, you know, obviously at the end I've been predicting you guys to lose because that's the selfishness in me. And but
at least you admit it. I like that.
Yeah, I'll admit it. You know, but the prior games, you know, you guys recall the Tampa game, Dallas game. I said they'd be close. I knew your defense is good enough to hold those offenses to a reasonable score, not to be blown out. It was all about, can your offense match what your defense is giving them? And they didn't against those games. But man, I mean, against middle teams, tier teams, you guys are just doing what you got to do. You're handling your business. The only team that you haven't is the first game of the week against the Dolphins. That's the only blemish that I gotta say that you guys. But that was week 1. Week 1, it is what it is. I gotta say, we lost against Steelers. I don't know if we would lose to the Steelers right now. You know, week 1 was a weird week for every team. Green Bay got blown out. I mean, like, Green Bay wanted to get blown out again. It was just a funky week. And maybe that was and listen, I will say this too. You guys should have won the game if you didn't fumble the ball. So it is what it is, though. But yeah, you guys handled your business. We'll get right now into the Dolphins versus Jets. Man, D, closer than I thought. 24-17, the Dolphins won. A W is a W. What do you feel about that game, D?
Yeah, it was closer than I thought, but let's just stop that right now as Dolphins fans. Hey, listen, we got to be happy about something this season. 3 wins in a row. Tua looked consistent. He looked great. You know, I'm happy with the outcome. I was a little bit scared coming halftime. I was like, oh no, oh no, that don't. You know, I'm gonna have to look Trevor and Juan in the face. You know, coming up this week, I was like, no. I remember the conversation that we had, but things unfolded as in the second half. It's just so weird with the Dolphins. The first drive is always successful. We're moving the ball. But from the first drive to like mid-third quarter to fourth quarter, it's a complete stall. So it's the weirdest thing. It's just we need to put together a full, complete game. But listen, 27 of 33, 273 passing yards for 2. Yeah, he had that ugly interception. But I'll take it all day.
Curtis, what do you think about the closer game than many thought? I didn't think the Jets would score that many, but what do you feel about that game?
Well, for me, like I could definitely speak about this game intimately. I've watched it so many times. And the main thing is that you have to remember the offensive line of the Dolphins is terrible. You have your second-round pick and your former first-round pick spending most of the day doubling on one guy. That's way too much talent on one guy. They try to slide block. They'd bring Hunt or another guy down the line of scrimmage and try to get the angles because they know they suck on the offensive line. And, there was some nice plays out of that. But the Jets had the better offensive line, and Michael Carter was starting to heat up. And when he got injured, that was a major blow to any chance. If Michael Carter stayed in, I've been on Michael Carter like white on rice before the draft. This guy just has
him.
He has a low center of gravity, a serious suddenness, and a surprising power. And he was starting to break it open because Miami's linebackers are small and they can't shed. And if Michael Carter stayed in there, this could have been a very scary moment. The Dolphins pulled it out with some nice play calls that took advantage of a suspect secondary that was young. They did what they had to do. But this offensive line is such an anchor. And it's a shame because if they had the proper offensive line, this could actually be a team. So I thought Tua had a good game. If you go back and, a lot of people say Tua doesn't have any elite physical skills, I disagree. He has one physical elite skill, and that's his quick release. It takes fast twitch muscle fibers for the ball to actually in the arm to react, along with the cognitive skills. And you watch time and time again, this guy's got a lineman in his face, and he gets the ball off. There's a lot of things we can question about his game and want to see improved and all this other stuff. But this is an elite skill. And if you go back and watch the tape, that skill saved them. Early pass to Gesicki, he had a guy in his face, got it off, and that was the first touchdown. So I'm very concerned about this week. But last week, it shouldn't have been that close, and it could have been a lot closer with Michael Carter. It was a good win for the Finns because they're playing with the 45th best offensive line in football. So any game you win, a 45th best offensive line in football is a good win.
All right. A angry Buffalo sports fan. I don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat, but thank you for coming. I don't know if you're new to my channel, but I appreciate you. Sports Dynasty, man. What do you feel about that Dolphins barely winning over the Jets 24-17, but a win's a win?
Yeah, definitely. Remember what Robert Saleh said is the reason why he started Joe Flacco? It's because he could read the blitz better, right? So I would love for him to sit there and explain to me why was it in the red zone that the Dolphins blitzed, Joe Flacco didn't pick up the blitz, and then a strip sack happened right after that. So if that happened, what the hell was the point of starting him if he got a turnover because of blitz in the first place? You see, that was the reason why I said what I said about your Dolphins, is that if you guys lose this game, we're going to come after you because you're playing Joe Flacco. You're fine. I was very confident. I even bet on the Dolphins because I knew they were going to win. So, yeah, that's why. Come on.
It also shows.
But I agree with you 100% about the running back Michael Carter. He's wonderful.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned Michael Carter. Michael Carter. I do think that Joe Douglas did an amazing job picking up Michael Carter and Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore had an incredible game. Incredible game as well. Yeah. And I'm glad that he's finally being able to get touches. He's very good. So they definitely hit on those picks. Also, it doesn't help when the Jets coaching staff are a bunch of blithering idiots. First of all, blithering idiots who don't know how to get their team to be disciplined. It's third down. You're about to get off the field and get back. Hopefully, at least tie the game. But a roughing the passer call on John Franklin Myers pretty much gave the Dolphins the first set of downs. I'm like, oh well, there you go.
No, we laughed actually.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, come on. When you finally do something right, you do something wrong. I like, come on. So yeah, I'm not surprised the Dolphins win this game. Honestly speaking, not only anybody was. We pretty much everything that we said last week was gonna happen, did happen. I don't know. I think Robert Saleh was even more ridiculous for thinking that Joe Flacco was gonna make a difference. I would just have Mike White in there just to, get his lumps in, get his lumps. And because why not? He's a young quarterback. Well, let's see what you have with him. Let's say the Jets won this game. It proves absolutely nothing. It's Joe Flacco. You know what you're getting with him. So it would have made more sense to have Mike White or Zach Wilson wasn't hurt, but he'll be back this Sunday. But it wouldn't have made any sense to me. But yeah, it was a good win. They won 3 in a row. I'm not gonna lie to you. Impressive.
Yeah. Hey,
so
that's
hot.
Yeah. Angry Buffalo sports fan coming in. Jets going into the season with no veteran quarterback to help the rookie is ridiculous. You know, it's funny that you say that. I've been saying that. Sports Dynasty was saying that. I preached that since we started this channel.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't care if you're the number 1 pick. Whatever. You have to have some kind of veteran presence on the sideline, especially if you're going to start right away. You need that. You cannot have backups that haven't been around for a while, that haven't played the game, that you can't go and talk to when things are going bad. And I feel bad for him, man. Like, he had nobody to go to. Now, he has Flacco now, but it's a little bit too late, right? I think, at least in the season. It's over with for the guy. The Jets are weird. The Jets are just, I don't know. They've been a disaster. They've been a disaster for a while, in my opinion. I don't think they're doing it right. I don't think the coach, for a defensive coach, he's giving up a shit ton of points.
It's like they're getting worse every week. That defense.
Right. Now, mind you, though, it is their first season. I always say you got to give a coach 3 seasons. I'm a true believer in that. At least 3 to prove your worth. Same thing as a player, like a quarterback you bring in. If he's not good by year 3, you're doing a disservice by not drafting a quarterback or a free agent or something like that. And I think that's where the Dolphins right now are shaky, because I don't know what they want from Tua. I don't know if they're sold on Tua, and that's maybe the problem in Miami. And that goes from the GM. That's the GM to the owner, and then maybe the GM and coach not on the same page. And that's a problem. But the Dolphins did what they had to do, and I think Tua played okay. I think Tua, against a bad team, he did what he had to do to win that game. No doubt about it. The defense, I like the Dolphins defense. I think the Dolphins defense is legit. I don't know what happened from week 2 to week 8.
I can answer that.
Go ahead, Curtis. Answer it, please. I need to know, because I don't follow you.
You got it. All right. You see, you have to understand. I'll give you some stats. A stat from like 2 weeks ago on the offensive line. Offensive line it makes the NFL world go around. Consistency is built off the offensive line. Skills excel through the offensive line play, the running back. Defense sits on the sidelines. Top defenses are always the most well-rested. As of 2 weeks ago, we ran 12 personnel with the 2 tight ends 58% of the time. The NFL average was 22%. And I think the next best team was like 32%. So we were running it almost 24% or 20-something% more than the next team. What it meant was we had to take Jackson, our first-round pick from 2 years ago, and Eichenberg, our second-round pick, who we spent a third-round pick to trade up to get to double one guy, and then have 2 tight ends to come in and help out the 5 offensive linemen. And we sometimes 3 receivers out there, sometimes only 2 max protect. This is an incompetent offensive line. And from week 1 up until like maybe 6 weeks ago, Raekwon Davis was out, and he's the best defensive run stopper we had. So they were running on us. We couldn't run. Time of possession was lopsided.
Yeah.
And then when Davis came back, we were able to stop the run, and that kind of brought time of possession towards us. And then the inept offensive coordinators we have, they're not inept because they're bad people. They were thrust into the position that they weren't qualified for. Kind of started figuring some things out, and time of possession then kind of went towards us. And that bolstered the defense. Fresh defensive players make plays. Tired defensive players give up plays. And that's really what it came down to. If the offensive line, and again, it goes back to why, Juan, I'm really jealous of the Patriots, because they have built an exquisite offensive line, a little thin, but they have such potential with those interior three. And then with Trent Brown, and then they got some good run blocking tight ends, and then they've got a whole plethora of running backs, and that brings consistency. Of a 17-game season, defenses get tired. But if you can shorten game after game after game, you got time of possession. This Patriots team might only play on defense, when you tally up the time, 15 games for the whole season. And the Dolphins might end up playing about 20. So that, to me, is the big thing.
Who the Pats play tomorrow? They play them.
Tennessee.
Interesting game, which we're going to get to, Jack. But now for the epic failure of Week 11.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately,
I was the only one to call this. I was the only one to get this right.
Yeah, you did. Colts. I don't know if you called it a disaster.
No.
I said that. Yeah, I pretty much said everything would have happened when it did happen.
I know what you said. I was here, but I didn't know it was. I had stuff in my ears. I don't know, but Colts beat the Bills 41-15. We'll start with D first. D, what do you think about this disgusting game by the Buffalo Bills?
I'm going to be the first one to say when I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. And hey, I had the Bills pulling this game out. I did not. My crystal ball that I have stashed away in my room when I try and pick the Dolphins winning in these games, I did not see the Indianapolis Colts doing this to the Buffalo Bills. But hey, Jonathan Taylor,
he's the real
deal.
Tip
my hat to you. He did his thing. He right now he's a force to be reckoned with, and they took care of business more than what I thought that they would. It was ridiculous. I was shocked. I thought this game was going to be a little bit more closer, and the Bills would pull it out. But kudos to Trevor, man. He did his thing. He called it.
Son of a bitch.
He had the cojones to say it out loud. That's what it was.
You're no good, Trevor. Curtis, what do you think about this beat down of the Buffalo Bills at home?
Well, I think when I made the prediction, I predicted them to win, but I also predicted them to run the football and get back to a physical offense. And I'm sorry, my brain's a little old, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Allen threw like a vast amount. And they only ran like 5 times or something, some ridiculous amount. And so for me, I've been saying since preseason, the Bills their offense, as much as they've got talent, it's dependent on taking these big offensive line, letting them run belt block, being patient in the running game. And they can take a page from the Patriots, because the Patriots, they'll open up their run game and it might not be effective the first drive or two, but they keep running and it opens up as time goes on. The Bills, every time Allen is like 80% or 75% of the offensive plays, whether you combine his passing and running, they lose. But when he's around the 65% mark and the running backs have like 25% of the actual official carries, and they start doing Allen, instead of Allen getting his rushes from scrambles, they do convoy runs, plan runs. They're undefeated. They are very difficult to beat. And Dable is just addicted to the fun, happy, sling it offense. And as we talked over the week, you play in Buffalo. Why do you give the opposing team the advantage
Did I not say that during the game?
Throwing it in 27 mile an hour winds. So
I said that too during the game.
It's very clear, especially now that you got Breida and you got Moss and Singletary. You got a good trio of backs. You know, like even what's his face, the guy you don't like, the right guard. When he's in run block, he's effective. So why make him sit? Why make him sit in pass blocking, pass sets all game? It makes no sense.
Well, he plays tackle now, but
yeah. Dable has cost you every game you lost except for the Titans game.
I know.
And it's not like he's – but the frustrating part as a football fan, the frustrating part is he is such an exquisite run designer. He's such an exquisite Allen designer of his runs. But it seems like you're not going to be called a genius unless you're throwing the football, and he wants to be called a genius. And he's costing this team 3 of their wins.
Yep. Trevor and Juan, I want you to go ahead and talk about this game. I'm going to go get some tissues. I will be back as I'm crying.
There's one thing that we said. We covered this for about 20 minutes in the show. And there was one thing that I really wanted to bring out there that people would like let go of. Because the problem to me, because all you heard was everyone jumping off of Buffalo's bandwagon after that beating. And you would think, oh, no crap, right? No duh. But people seem to forget what type of league we're in this year. This isn't foreign. It's not foreign at all. No. So the reason why you guys, you as in like the audience, thinking that they suck is because of your own expectation that you should have let go of weeks ago. Because this isn't the league of the greats anymore. Everybody is close to the same stratosphere besides like Detroit and those other monster dumpster fires that are in the bottom of the league. So this doesn't, the beating surprised me, but them winning didn't surprise me because this is how it is. Like the Rams, for example. The Rams wound up losing to who? 49ers, like in a thrashing the week before, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They lost to before that Tennessee, beat the hell out of them without Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? All the good teams loses like this. Arizona lost to Green Bay without any wide receivers. Like, this is what this league is nowadays. So why are people so upset at Buffalo is because of your expectation. Now, Buffalo is still a contender. That doesn't change anything. But now we're in the league where you got to pay attention to matchups now. I wonder if you put water on your face on purpose for that. Anyway. But they're still a contender. I didn't freak out about this game. It made me happy because of these guys right here. We now are winning the division because of that. So thank you. But get rid of those ridiculous expectations about this great team that you thought everyone was going to be in August. And come to us in November and watch the new parody that is the NFL in 2021. There's still a good team. There's still an AFC contender to this day. None of that changes. All of you guys slept on Indianapolis. That is the problem. Indianapolis is now healthy on the offensive line, and that is the best offensive line in the NFL. And they went crazy, and they're going to continue to do this, and they started doing this weeks ago. They're a worthy not contender. I won't go that far, but they're a worthy team that can sleep, that can get anybody who's sleeping on them. That's the lesson I try to put across on our show on Monday.
Yes,
it's so true. So true.
Especially with we talked about this before last week. How I said if the fact that Indianapolis is healthy on both sides. I said trenches will decide who wins this game. Now my score was 24-23 Indianapolis. Obviously that did not happen, but everything I said was true. I said my concern for Buffalo was, can they be able to stop Indianapolis from wreaking havoc on that offensive line? For the most part, it didn't work. I mean, which we expected. But no, I don't think any. I think the real X factor was Kennedy in the Indianapolis run on this defense. And not only did he run on this defense, he had his way. And I was very disappointed, especially with Leslie Frazier, who didn't. I mean, he has had a great defense the whole year, but his not. They literally did whatever they wanted. Jonathan Taylor literally did whatever he wanted, and it felt like he didn't make any adjustments whatsoever because they just did whatever they wanted. So that was really disappointing. The loss, to me, my surprise, just how they did it. I mean, like, when one man has 200 total yards with 5 touchdowns, like that to me, that's inexcusable. As a coach, that's inexcusable. That cannot happen.
What?
Have one man literally dominate the game like that.
I just want to touch on this real quick on that game, and me and Tommy talked about this, but when I tuned in early to that game, Devin Singletary was looking great. Devin Singletary was ripping some runs off, and they just completely, and like Curtis touched on, they completely went away from it. It became so pass heavy. It's so the game plan, and I touched on that last week when I was like, listen, I think Buffalo's getting there. They're game planning more. They're getting back into the group, and they completely went off track.
Yeah.
Ryan Dable, come on.
If I remember correctly, in the first drive, even Josh Allen has some nice design runs going after it. I don't know if I'm remembering this correct. I think they did, right? So I don't know. We all asked that question back when it went to 14-0. We're like, why did he stop? 14-0 is not the biggest deficit. What's going on? But
no. I had to cut in because I got confused. I thought we were talking about Jags versus the Bills, because I did a long study on Bills versus the Colts, and they did come out and ran the football. But that first drive, there was penalties. There was a false start by Ford. Yes. Then there was the holding penalty, and then Allen threw the interception. But then they came back, and they actually got back in the game. The defense made a couple of stops early, but it was penalties that really crucified them. But in a few critical situations, they got away from the run. It was like a 2nd down and 5 on the first, I believe in the first half. And they went to that weird rollout with Allen, and he just like flicks the football to Knox instead of like setting and throwing. Then they were in 3rd and 5, and then they had another pass. And then in the first drive in the second half, they came out and started throwing. They were throwing 20 yards downfield. The winds had picked up to 27 miles an hour. They were in that game. Despite it being like a big score, they were at home. They were getting something. But that defense got gassed. They made a couple of key stops, but penalties. And I did a study. I had said early on that the Bills, one of my concerns were a slight red flag was that their penalties started escalating after the Chiefs game. And then this week I went back and I found out they're 27th in penalties this year. They were 27th last year, 24th the year before that, 27th the year before that. And then McDermott's first year, they were 10th. And as you said, Juan, which is very critical, this is a league of tight games. That's why the rushing the football, the offensive line, and committing penalties it breaks things open, and it allows you to win close games. The Bills were in it. Even though the Colts came out, were hot, they killed themselves. And again, Dable got fun ball in a couple of critical situations. So I got a little confused there. I'm old, man. The brain's been
No. Hey, dude,
you're off track, dude. Tell me, dude, you're off track. It happened.
Let me tell you something. I had the most views I ever had on a post-game live video of the Colts versus the Bills. My best live ever on a total ass kicking because people wanted to rant. They wanted to they were pissed, and I don't mind. I don't blame them. I want to take you guys back, Bills fans, whoever's watching, to a 2019 game. And while I'm watching this Colts game, I swear to God, I had deja vu. 2019 Eagles versus Buffalo. In Buffalo, late October. Wind, rain. Typical day in Buffalo. You guys are from Buffalo or watch Buffalo games in late October, November, December. You know how it is. It's not pretty to play. The Eagles come in at, I think they were 4-4 at the time, or 3-4. They're a bad team. Bad team. Buffalo, top of the division, looking good, baby. By the way, Carson Wentz, the quarterback. So, what do? They have a game plan. They're going to run the ball. Why are they going to run the ball heavy? Because it's Buffalo, and it's windy, and it's rainy. Because you have to. That's Buffalo. this is where it gets real. This is where the offensive line shows up. This is where the defensive line shows up. But let me tell you guys something kind of funny. So, the stats in that game, you guys are going to laugh. It's wild. Carson Wentz, 172 yards. The Colts game, 103. Almost the same identical amount of throws. Howard, running back, I don't even know if he's in the league anymore.
He is.
23 attempts. Rushing, 96 yards. Miles Sanders, 3 carries, 74 yards. I'm going to go to the Bills stats real quick for you guys. Josh Allen, 16 of 34, threw for 34 times. 169 yards. Not a good game, but windy and rainy. Shitty conditions. Frank Gore, 9 carries. Not enough. And why is he running the ball? Devin Singletary, 3. Okay, let's go back to this game. Josh Allen, 35 passes. Same stats. 200 yards, right? 209. Matt Breida, 5 carries. Devin Singletary, 3. Devin Singletary averaged 5.7 yards a carry in this game against the Colts. He did the same against the Eagles. Matt Breida, 5 carries, 51 yards, averaged 10.2 a carry 5 times. This is all on Dable. I know our offensive line is shit. We have an average offensive line. No doubt about it. I keep preaching this. It's not going to change, guys. We're in week 12. There is no magical offensive lineman out there that we're going to sign. It's not going to happen. We have who we have. We are an average offensive line. I don't think they're that bad. I think they're average. I thought, watching back at that Colts game, they were an average offensive line. I thought Devin Singletary ran fine. I thought Matt Breida ran excellent. But yet, Dable chose to pass heavy on a windy day. When you know Josh Allen throws bullets, that's who he is. That's what he does. He doesn't throw soft, touchy passes to his receivers. That's why they were dropping a lot. They're not easy to catch. Dable continues to call games bad when the conditions are not. We're at home. My point is, you got a game plan for at home, right? You got to have a game plan for when it's windy and rainy. Why would you not? I get we're a pass-heavy team, but why would you only rush Devin Singletary 3 times? Why would you not at least test the waters out? Why would you only give him 3 attempts? It doesn't make any sense. So I get our offensive line's bad. They're average at worst, at best. But Dable's in charge of putting Josh Allen and this offense in better predicaments, in better spots. That's his job, right? So if the offensive line is bad, he has to figure a way out to help Josh Allen. It's not Josh Allen's job. Dable's the offensive coordinator. He's responsible for it. Okay, offensive line's not giving a lot. Let's do this. Let's go there. Why wasn't the tight end involved? Why was there no screen passes? Why was there no checkdowns? This is a perfect opportunity. That's all the Colts did in this game. They could have ran. Wentz could have thrown for 0 yards, and they still would have beat us because they had a game plan. They executed, and Dable continues, and that's my knock on Dable. He has a game plan going into a game, but he doesn't know how to change it up. He doesn't know how to go, okay, you know what? The game plan's not working. I got to fucking switch it up here. Like, I got to do this. I got to do that. He sticks with the game plan, and that's his failure as an OC. He doesn't know how to change the game plan as the game goes on. And he puts Josh Allen in a bad predicament. And I keep telling you guys, Josh Allen will always be a hero ball quarterback. That's who he is. That's in his DNA. That will never change, guys. That will never change. And I don't know. And to be honest with you, as a Bills fan, I don't mind, because he's put us in spots where we another quarterback maybe won it, because that's Josh Allen. And then you're going to love and hate it. And I'm all good with it. He's running for his life. The offensive line's not helping. Brian Dable's not helping on the play calls. Like right there, you got to get Dawson Knox involved. You got to get checkdowns involved. That's the kind of game that was in that kind of conditions. And Brian Dable continues to fail on that. Now, mind you, the defense got beat up. Sure, they gave up 41 points. But let's say they gave up 17. We still lose that game. Because offensively, we had no answer. We didn't do the right job. We didn't execute. Everything we did on the offensive side of the ball was wrong. Everything. And you cannot win like that. I am 100% agreeing with this team. We are a pass-heavy team. That's how you got to go with this team. But you got to mix runs in. You can't have 3 carries. The play action won't work if Devin Singletary has 3 carries in the third quarter. The RPO will not work if Devin Singletary has 3 carries. The defense is already sliding on RPOs for Josh Allen. Why are you running RPOs and having Josh Allen keep the ball? And mind you, that could be Josh Allen's fault too. Josh Allen should give up the ball there sometimes, because the defense is saying, you know what? They're not running. They are not running. This is all Josh Allen. And they're sniffing it out, and it's easy. I am watching the game, and I could tell you the play. Josh Allen's keeping the ball. They're 99.5% Josh Allen's running with the ball, and that's a problem. And listen, when we hired Dable, I did a track on Dable. He has a bad track record. I continue to tell you guys this. He gets way far too much credit for Josh Allen's success. I think Josh Allen's success lies on Ken Dorsey a little bit more, lies on Jordan Palmer, lies on Josh Allen's work ethic in the offseason to get better. I think Dable gets way too much credit for Josh Allen's success. And I think that's why he's not hired as a head coach last season. I really believe that, because Chargers totally passed on him. And, yeah, I mean, I listen, that game right there, it should have been closer than 41-15. Even if we lose, I think 15 points is disgusting, because we have the talent and we have an average O-line where you can get more than 15. We've shown it. We've proven it. By the way, this O-line that's average has been the same O-line for the last 3 seasons. Last 3 seasons. And Josh Allen, we were 13-3 last season. So I that goes back on Dable not helping Josh Allen, not helping this offense. That's my rant. By the way, we're gonna have a segment later, and I got a different rant, but that was a little rant. I'm sorry about that long rant, but it pissed me off. It did. Watching that game, I was angry. I was fucking furious, because I was like watching the Eagles game. But anyways, I'm done with that. It was an ugly, ugly loss. The Colts destroyed us. They did exactly what a team's supposed to do in Buffalo in November, and we did not. Patrick coming in. Patrick, the game maybe would have been called differently if that fumble off the kickoff. Yeah, so I'm gonna get into that later.
Was over.
Ugh. That was it. That was. But even if that didn't happen, we weren't scoring. So I do want to get into the weekly awards, but I do got a sponsor. I'm gonna play that right.
Beautiful, sexy, easy as 1, 2, 3. Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow. Soul glow.
All right, Soul Glow at your Kroger and Walmart stores. Anyone with Jerry curl is beautiful. That works.
I had
great.
a DeBarge flashback right there.
Hey,
Oh my
listen,
God, I love DeBarge.
listen. They're paying. They're paying to be on here. I love Soul Glow. Buy one get one free right now this week. Black Friday sale. All right. So let's get into our weekly awards. So first, we're gonna get into the Boo This Man award and.
Boo this man!
All right, so Captain D, who do you got for the Buddhist Man Week 11?
Well, there wasn't much to. I could critique a little bit more, but I'm going to give it to Preston Williams. He's just been a no-show. He's been battling injury for a while, but one target, he didn't even haul it in. Preston Williams has just been a complete. He's just been absent completely. I don't know what's going on with Preston, but boo Preston Williams. I don't know where he's been. Come on, Preston Williams.
Curtis, who do you got for the Buddhist Man of Week 11?
The same guy I'm likely to boo every single week as a Dolphins fan. And it might not be who you think, but it's the guy who drafted him, Chris Grier. Chris Grier is the most inept GM in the league. And I did a study on Bobby Greer's time with the Patriots and compared it to his son Chris Grier with the Dolphins. Both interfering GMs, both creating civil wars among players, some of the coach players, and just poor at drafting. Now, Bobby got Tom Brady. I give him credit for that. But Chris Grier, what he's done to this offensive line. He paid Washington $8 million to take Eric Flowers, and he let Ed Karras go. And both of them are, if you believe PFF, but if you watch them play, they're quality. Top 30 players on the offensive line. And what's killing us? The offensive line. I could go talk on for this hour, but I'm not. Chris Grier must go like Frankenstein driven out of the town with the people with the torches, because nothing is going to change until this guy's gone. Boo. Boo.
And you know what? Real quick, before I get into sports, I've been saying it. I think sports has been saying it, Trevor and Juan. I 100% agree with Curtis. I think the GM has to go.
I'm saying that for a long time.
I like your coach. I do. I think your coach, and he's a rare branch from that Belichick tree. Because most of those branches are dead branches. He's the one, him and the Tennessee coach.
Wait.
I don't mind Brable. I don't. I think Brable's an all right coach. So far.
No. I got to support my guy Flores just for a second. Just for a second.
Go for it.
If you track everything this rookie head coach has had to deal with from day one, it's mind-boggling. This guy is like an oak standing strong in a perpetual hurricane. And this Dolphins franchise has done everything they can to destroy this guy, and he stood strong. He's the best aspect of the Miami Dolphins is Brian Flores. So I had to do it.
No. Curtis, fan, I've been saying, listen, I am not a Dolphin fan. I fucking hate it. You know what's weird about me? Like most Bills Mafia hates the Patriots. Can't stand the Patriots. I don't like the Patriots, but I hate the Dolphins. I don't know why. But I'm a realist, and I see how I see it, right? I do tell you, I think Dan Marino's I think pure passer is the greatest quarterback of all time. So my point is, I'm not like that kind of fan where I'm like, I can't see the reality. Tom Brady is the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give honest feedback here. But Brian Flores is a good coach. He is a fucking good coach. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anyone says. Mind you, he made some mistakes. Of course, nobody's perfect.
Green, dude.
No
he's
GM,
green.
But overall,
he's green. Exactly.
Yeah, he's green, and I think he's done more. I think he showed a lot more than any other coach would have done for that Miami Dolphins team. I think But I will say this though. I think he's very hard-nosed. I think he's very. I don't know if he's a player's coach. And that's not always a bad thing. I'm just saying. I don't know if he's
he sat up.
I don't know if the players are always Curtis. I'm just saying.
No. You're right.
I could be wrong.
I just got to support because there's so many Dolphin fans
that
really don't understand. Jim Caldwell was supposed to come in and provide that veteran leadership on the offensive side of the football and the veteran leadership to train a young. Why do we have a green coach? Because no one's coming to us with any soul. He was the best of the D squad, and he has talent. And then we lost Caldwell, and then Greer forced out Gailey. Brian Flores said specifically, the future of this team, for the future of this team and this offense, I had to make the move to change Gailey. And it was stripped from him. He's not expected to know every position and be a master by year 3. That's a fantasy. He was robbed and beaten, and the guy is not a great coach. He's a great man of character, and he's a very good, near brilliant defensive coach. But he could eventually become a very good head coach if it wasn't for the ineptitude of the Dennis Snakes, that's the Miami Dolphins, and Chris Greer. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I disagree completely.
Ooh, D coming in hot.
There you go.
D coming in hot.
There you go.
Go D.
I disagree. I disagree completely. And when I look at this draft class that we came through with, Jalen Phillips. I mean, I was hoping as a Dolphins fan we would draft Najee Harris, get a good solid third down running back to help Tua. But no, we go Jalen Waddle, and I'm going to touch on Jalen Waddle, and I'll save that for later. But and Jalen Phillips has been developing as the season goes on. We're seeing some bright spots, but some of the decision making, the two offensive coordinators, the defense, where we were last year to where we are now, this is a sink or swim league, and I just don't see the decision making. And you know what? Brian Flores is the head coach, and Chris Greer is the GM. It falls on them. Bottom line, we're talking about the Dolphins are winning 3 in a row right now. We shouldn't be. Our expectations, our goals were to be fighting with the Buffalo Bills for that top position. We didn't think the Patriots obviously would be where we're at, and I respect the Patriots for that. But we are not where we should be. It's sink or swim here, and I'm not happy with last year. I liked where we were going. Everything, the decisions were, but this year it's just been upside down. Some of the draft picks. I mean, we were drafting a tight end. Where is he? I mean, there's no depth to offensive line. It's just I completely disagree. And I tell you what, it starts with tomorrow. It starts with tomorrow. We're about to face a
civil war.
We're
nation.
I say this. I got to ask you a question, Dave.
Yes.
When was
the civil war happen, brother? Let them go at it.
When was the point when the Dolphins took their turn south? What was the point when the Dolphins took their turn south? Was it this year or was it last year?
It was last year.
What point? What exact point was that?
For me as a Dolphins fan, the point that it turned south was when they took out Fitz. And they brought
Okay. Now, who made that call?
And that's that's the big question mark. And what you touched on 2 weeks ago, that it seems like this and me and Tommy talked about this. So I was like, me and Tommy were talking about why is this happening right now? It has to be from way up top. It has to be.
Okay, now here's the interesting thing. I totally believe there's 2 scenarios, and Ross made the call from the top and forced Greer to do it. Or Greer convinced Ross to get it done, and then he made the call. For me, either way, it points to Chris Greer being the culprit. And here's why. Chris Greer, however you want to slice it, he's an African-American. He's got an African-American coach. He can stand up and say, my boss, Ross, there was all this talk with Stills and stuff, is telling me to do my job and not do it the right way. I drafted this kid. This kid needs to sit. We have a right to make this team go the way we want. All this talk about Ross being this kind of guy, it's true. He should have stood up and said, this is best for the team. Now, I don't believe that happened. I believe Chris Grier, like his father Bobby, went to the owner with the Terry Glenn draft, wanted to get Terry Glenn, talked to the owner like a Rasputin, and convinced him to make a power play between him and the coach. Flores has no right to say you can't put him in. He could, but not in the NFL because he would never coach again. It's a league of being quiet. But an African-American GM and an African-American coach with an African-American quarterback, they would have total control of the media. There's no way that Ross could come in there and intervene if all three of them stood up and said something. They'd say, I'm going to go to the media. And Ross could do nothing. What's he going to do, fire them in year 2? So it goes back to Grier. And to me, Grier is responsible because Ross is a lily-livered coward. He was afraid of Parcells. And I'm sorry, Mike, do you want to say something, Tommy?
No, I was going to say, I got a kind of weird point to that. I mean, I don't know if it's so much the black thing.
Sorry if I'm talking too much, guys.
No.
Do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
This is a long as you want to talk show. I don't care what you want to say. This is my channel. We can say what the fuck we want. Okay? But I do want to say something. It's kind of funny that you bring that up because I'm thinking back. And when you're talking, like bright light because I've been watching football forever in Buffalo Bills. I'm going to bring up a name to you guys. Rob Johnson, Doug Flutie. Everybody who knows is a Buffalo fan in this chat room that's been a late Buffalo Bill fan knows Doug Flutie came in and was the spark to that offense and it got that city pumping, got the team to the playoffs. And what did the upper management do? Not the coach, the owner. Because why? We paid Rob Johnson hella money to be our quarterback. What happened? Rob Johnson was a starter against the Tennessee Titans, Houston, whatever you want to call it, the Titans at the time. We lost. Bills fans were furious. I couldn't believe it. We lost the game. I'm telling you right now, we would have won that game if Doug Flutie was in. I don't know because he didn't play. But Doug Flutie deserved that opportunity. But because of the money and the contract, the owner stepped in. I think the coach came out and said it wasn't my decision. I was forced to play Rob Johnson.
Yeah,
I had to, and that's a terrible.
Look at the Chargers with Flutie and Rivers. Yeah. Same thing.
100. That's what I'm saying. 100%. So, my point is sometimes we don't know, and we think it's the coach that made the decision.
It's the Game of Thrones. People don't understand that the politics in NFL football, from the piss boy, the guy cleaning jock straps, all the way to the owner, it's a Game of Thrones.
No, it is. And I did blame, I'll be honest with you, because I didn't even think about it till now. Not till now. I'll be dead honest. Not until this instant second. I was blaming the coach Flores for that decision. I thought it was a terrible. Yeah. I thought it was the worst thing you could do to a quarterback at that time, especially.
Look, I don't want to plug something. Tommy. I don't like plugging anything. I did a video, a documentary on the Dolphins called "Are You Tired of Being Hustled?" It was called Suit Hustle. The suits hustle the players, the public, the coaches all the time. And if you go back and you look at the lead up, you could see that Gailey, Tua, Fitz, and Flores really liked each other. They had chemistry. It was all together. And you go to the lead up. I do it in this video, Are You Tired of Being Hustled? And you can see I use all video from all what they were saying and everything else. You could see, even Tua, if you look at Tua, he's a choir boy. He got angry and he was talking to Fitz about what had happened. It was a total sabotage. Tua went to Tuesday game study, a film study with Flores, showed up, and Greer was there. And he said, yeah, Coach Flo, I went to see game study with Coach Flo, and the GM was there. And I told my father and mother that I'm starting. They're like, you're starting after two snaps? Like, and even Baker came out and said, the one thing about Flo, because remember, everybody in football talks in code. He said, one thing about Coach Flo, if there's news, we're the first ones to know. And you go back over and over again. Gailey wasn't even made privy to that Tua was going to start. He was told. How do you ask? Listen, if Flores said, the future of my team and my offense, I have to make this move for Gailey. Is he going to risk it and not even ask his staff or Gailey whether we should start Tua or not? And then that's why Gailey retired and left, because he got screwed. He wasn't even brought in on the decision to start his rookie quarterback. That had to come. And also, it leaked out. Who knew that Tua was starting? Flores, he wouldn't do it. The owner and the GM. So how did it leak? It goes back to Jim. Yeah. And if you go back and you look at all the defensive players except for Noah, they were all pretty much quality. But you look at the offensive players, and it was a disaster.
Real quick, I will just say this, and I'm not letting Chris Kerr off the hook at all. And I'm just going to go back and I'm going to say this. Minkah fucking Fitzpatrick and Laramie Tunsil. These are decisions that players who are no longer on the Miami Dolphins were first-round draft picks. We got Laramie Tunsil on a steal because of a smoking pot video, and he was great. Yep, but Minkah Fitzpatrick, because he didn't agree with a certain position that we wanted him to play. These are the decisions why I feel right now going forward, both of their asses got to go. Brian Flores.
Well, if you go look, you'll see that Minkah did an interview, and it was a totally scripted suit hustle media type setup for Flores. And he goes, well, Greer knew how to do it the right way. I went to him and he said, I'm not going to send you someplace bad. I wouldn't do that to you. So just like with Terry Glenn was going to Greer behind Carroll's back. And then he should have said to him, listen, son, either you're going to play for us or you're going to play for nobody. I'm not going to send you to Steelers to make you happy. I'm going to send you to the dead zone, because at that point, it seems like the GM wasn't holding up the philosophy. All Flores wanted to say is, look, we've got McCain at safety. He's locked into a big contract. He can't play the down safety. This year, dude, you got to come in and do what's best for the team. You play down, next year we move you back. But Minkah wasn't having any of that. Minkah was here in his second year after semi-okay first season, and he was going to tell you what I'm going to do. Have you ever heard of a sophomore rookie with an okay season coming in and saying, I'm not going to play? Mommy, tweet me out of here? I've never heard of that. I have never heard of that in true. My life.
Yeah,
ever.
That is
and then have his GM have him to do an interview and say, the GM knew how to do it the right way, meaning Flores didn't. So you immediately had a philosophical break in the GM and the coach. And Greer is a snake. I'm not saying as bad people, but as businessmen, his father was a snake and he was a snake.
Yep. Curtis Scott saying Curtis is 100%. That's why he's not captain, and he's handed the job, not earned. What do you got to say about that? He's talking to you, so he's saying he's not the captain.
I think there's some. Okay, ask yourself, why would you let Eric Flowers go and pay for him to go? There was all kind of media reports that veterans were complaining about the move. Why is Gesicki not signed? His best friend and the guy who got his career going was Gailey and Fitzpatrick. Why is Van Noy gone? Van Noy was like, this is bogus, dude. There was all kind of reports coming out. So Greer had to cut people off and get them out, even if it disrupted the cap and the team. He's at the center of all the major issues. If you go back and you really thoroughly check and you go through it, you'll see all roads lead to Chris Greer. Now, I'm not saying that Flores picked Noah. He personally trained him. He went to see him practice, and that was a bad pick. Bad picks happen. But look at all the other picks. You know what I mean? You look at all the defensive players, they've all kind of panned out. You look at all the offensive players, they haven't. Track Greer's record on the offensive line. The Chiefs rebuilt their offensive line in 2 seasons with like a 2nd, a 5th, and a 7th round pick, and 2 of them are near Pro Bowl players. Dolphins can't do anything. It always goes back to Grier. Grier's the reason Gailey's not here. He's the reason that offensive line Marshall's not here. He's the reason that Fitzpatrick's not here. He's the reason that Tua started by his own words, didn't know the playbook, couldn't call audibles, couldn't call alerts, wasn't healthy. And he's also the reason why Eric Flowers is not here. Karras is probably not here. Van Noy's not here. And you're in cap hell. And you had to restructure Xavier Howard's contract just to fit the dude the Texans cut, the running back, Lindsey. How do you in the 3rd year and you have such cap problems that you already got to restructure your deal? Who went out and got the free agents? It had to be Grier with input from Flores. And he got rid of all of them. They're $15 million behind the cap because of all these cuts. It's insane. It's all roads go back to Grier. Not to say Flores was raw. He was expected to learn. By the 5th year is when you should have been able to say, but he didn't have Caldwell, and he was strict of Gailey. I don't blame him. The reason we have 3 OCs, because no one will work here. No one with any soul will ever work here. They remember Ross Deb and Sperano in the back. It's a fraternity. These guys all know each other. They call up Chain, why are you gone? And he goes, I'm gone because of this. Be quiet. Okay, no one's coming here. So Paul Flores had to look to his position coaches and say, hey, you know what? I can't find anybody. If I bring even a new guy in here, I don't know if I can trust them. So I got to take position coaches and give them more jobs and split up the duties. Because you know what, Chris Grier could be stabbing me in the back with the other guy. It all goes back to Chris Grier. And you track his father, Bobby, with Bill Parcells and Carroll, and it's the same thing over and over. Chris Grier is the cancer. He is the rotted foundation. Ross tore everything down except for him, and he's still the rot. That's why we're still dysfunctional. Everything's gone. Everything's gone but his staff and him, and we're still dysfunctional the same way we were for 15 years.
I agree. I'm telling you, I agree 100% with Curtis and Sports Dynasty. I think if I'm the Dolphins owner, I get rid of the GM. I get a GM that I bring in a GM that B Flores and him connect. They have the same connection. They understand each other, and I do it 1 year. And if Flores struggles, I get rid of Flores. I give Flores at least 1 more year with a new GM to see his worth. That's me.
More.
That's 4 years. That's 4 years. That's 4 years now. I'm just saying because you can't continue. You can't continue to roll because it's all about. Let's be real here. It's the NFL. It's all about money. The owners they don't give a fuck about anything but money, right? Getting fans in the seat, playoffs, right? They're money. That's all money. If you're fucking with their money, they're gonna get rid of you. I don't care what you're about. I think Flores deserves another year.
Absolutely.
I think he's a good coach. I do, from what I've seen. I think he's a hard-nosed coach. I like that he takes chances on, like, you know, I like him personally. I think, honestly, he's kind of close to Sean McDermott. They almost have the same mentality. They're defensive coaches. They're strict, but they're on that middle level. I like him. I do. But if you bring a new GM in and he's still the same old Dolphins, I agree with D. You got to shake it all up.
Well, here's the thing. It's reported. Ross said it himself. He was intimidated by Bill Parcells. He's a Myron. He's a billionaire nerd geek who gets nervous about gritty, raw, strong men. That's why Chris Grier is there, because he's another nerd geek who he's so quiet and Myron-like. He's got to overcompensate for his intelligence because he's afraid of all these alpha males. You got Marvin Allen there in the backdrop. For me, you dump Grier, you dump some of the staff, You let Marvin Allen take over for a season. He's a man. Greer is one of these Myron, weak, like overly intellectual, quiet dudes who gets very nervous around real men. And Flores and Marvin Allen, I think, would be a good pairing because that's who Brian Flores is. He came from New York. He came from a hot area. Greer grew up pampered and weak, and he couldn't make it in sports. And now he's got to always overdraft everybody because he's smarter than everybody, but he isn't. Because he
you want to know what's wild? Every time we're on here, I swear to God, Trevor One, D, Curtis, the Dolphins topic gets hot.
I got big mouth, dude.
Every single time.
You get me angry, dude. You got to get German
I'm
angry.
just saying, bro. Just
I love it. I love it.
Like people, like it's wild. Like I got Bill's Mafia.
Yeah, the chat is going crazy. Yeah.
Dolphins. I'm like, yeah, bro. The
Sorry,
Dolphins
man.
it's like the Jets. Like nobody's talking about the Jets. The Patriots, you got some, but the Dolphins are it. Like, fuck, like, bro.
You got a big mouth over here, dude.
It's wild. It's wild, man. But I do want to get our weekly awards. Can you guys believe we've been on over an hour and we're not even yet close to the show? So let's get to the weekly awards. I do want to start with the oh no, I already did the Boone the Man, right? Did you guys do the Boone this Man?
Yeah.
Sports Dynasty? Who'd you guys have? I don't remember.
Nah, I didn't pick. Well, since you 125,
You
nothing.
didn't, right?
My Buddhist man, our Buddhist man,
Okay.
obviously is Arthur Smith and the Atlanta Falcons for that putrid performance. First of all, you're home. I know it's a short week. I know it's home. I know you got your asses beat the week, the couple weeks before the Cowboys. But what was that? Like, you guys, it's like, first of all, it's the fact of the matter is that in that same stadium, there was more Patriot fans in that stadium than Falcons fans. Mind you, that stadium was half empty. So that's horrible in itself. Secondly, you came with that performance. That performance is just embarrassing. It was embarrassing all around. I know they had injury. I know Cordell Patterson wasn't there.
Everybody got injuries, man.
Everyone has injuries, but the score
baby.
0 points. The score a donut. No, sorry. Boo
Pitiful.
the entire Atlanta Falcons. I can't boo you out of my team.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, shut 'em
I
out.
agree. Juan, what you got, man? Who you got, Boo?
Dude, I don't even remember the game. It was 10 days ago.
Give
I'm
us
on to
anyone.
Tennessee
Give us
tomorrow.
Give us the guy that didn't hand out the popcorn correctly. I don't care. Give us anybody.
I'm stealing Trevor's. I have nothing. I'm on to Tennessee, dude. I'm taking a check.
So mine, and I already went on a rant, so I'm not going to continue, is Brian Dable. Terrible performance. I'm not even going to get on the defense because I think, honestly, it lies on
just a bad
the game plan. Yeah, Dable. So now we're going to get to the hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Yeah, Captain D. Give me a hell yeah. Who do you got? Week 11.
I'm going to give a big hell yeah to Jalen Waddle. 8 of 9, 65 yards. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's not that much, 65 yards, but he's a rookie. He continues to show progress. And if we can figure out how to really use him the right way, he could be a superstar. I see a lot of potential. Hell yeah, Jalen Waddle. Keep doing your thing.
All right. Curtis, what you got for the hell yeah, the Stone Cold Stunner? What you got, brother? Oh, is this okay? There we go. Oh no, I can't hear you. Oh no, we can't hear you. Oh no. All right, we'll skip sports. We'll skip Curtis. We'll go to Sports Dynasty.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah,
sorry.
Curtis, you there, brother?
Sorry about.
No, it's all right. Go ahead. Oh no, you're out again.
And he's gone again.
I want to
That's
give
all
it to Zach Sealer
There we
and
go, there we
Christian
go.
Wilkins. I want to give it to Zach Sealer and Christian Wilkins.
Okay,
They had
Wilkins. All right, there you go.
second and third most defensive tackle snaps of anybody in the league. Wilkins is really showing something, and Zach Sealer continues to show. They really are the foundation of this defense, along with Davis. There's really three good pieces there, so I want to give it to them.
Okay. Trevor Wan, who you got for you? Hell yeah, man.
For me,
hell yeah.
There you go.
A big hell yeah goes to the entire New England Patriots defense. They just first of all, a shutout will get you hell yeah all the time. But the way how they just bitched Matt Ryan and it's made him look so minuscule and so like he couldn't do anything. Like they could literally could not do anything. And then we got 2 picks off of him. Then they put the Josh Rosen. I don't know how he's still in the league. But yeah, he's there for a little bit. Pick 6, get him out of here. And then some other guy that I don't even know who the fuck he is. And his first pass, interception too. You know what? If you feel like Oprah, you get a pick. You all get a fucking pick.
Here we go.
It was amazing. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and here's a name that Dolphins fans will remember that they have 5 minutes. Kyle Van Noy was star of the defense in that game with 2 sacks and an interception. Just saying, thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, I was pro.
We don't need him now. We don't need him.
I agree. Hey, I was watching that game because I wanted the Falcons to win. I picked the Falcons because I'm an asshole and I knew the Patriots would win. But I saw Van Noy and I said, "Son of a bitch, Dolphins, what are you doing?" But anyways, my hell yeah, which honestly, I'm just giving you something. Matt Breida, 5 carries, 51 yards. I thought that was for his first game, pretty much playing. That's a hell of a performance. 10 yards a carry. I'll take that all day long. So he's my hell yeah, even though we don't deserve it, but I have to give something. All right, so we're gonna get to the what's up with that, and let's start with that. Let's see here.
I got this.
Oh no, wrong.
This one I remember.
I said, oh, love, what's up with that? I said, what's up with that? What's up with that? E.T. likes Reese's Pieces.
I don't know.
E.T. likes Reese's Pieces.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
Yo, what's up with that? What you got, bro?
There's not much I can pull from, but what I'm seeing here is what is up with all these missed field goals. I'm watching the Jets Dolphins, and I'm just seeing all these missed field goals. I'm just kind of like, what the hell's really going on? I've never seen in a season this many, this many missed field goals. It's just kind of mind-boggling. Maybe it's just something that's going on this year, but a lot of missed extra points, field goals. Even Jason Sanders has missed a couple, but yeah, what's up with the missed field goals? What's up with that?
All right.
So I always forget. So what's up with that? That you've got your 18th overall pick is a left tackle who's now a right guard, and your left tackle who you spent a second and third round pick, you have both of them blocking the same guy on 85% of the run blocking plays and pass blocking plays. That's pure ineptitude. And what's up with that?
All right, Sports Dynasty, Trevor Wan, what you got, man?
So what's up with Matt Ryan loving to take sacks to get them out of scoring range? He did that in the Super Bowl and to give back the Patriots the ball, and he did it again in that game. They were in field goal range and took like a 12-yard sack for no goddamn reason. I don't know why he likes to do that. I don't get it. I'll take it twice. But what's up with that?
What's up with
Trevor?
Also, what's up with Arthur Smith not allowing Young Hoku to kick the field goal early in the drive? At least put some points on the board. You said, let's go for it. Let's go for it. No. Like, if you would have scored, at least you would have shut it out. Points are at a premium, man. Like, Young Hoku is one of the more reliable kickers in the league. And you can see how mad he was. He was like, God, he's like, God damn it. I'm going to go for it and then not do anything. No fucking points.
Mine, what's up with that is really easy, guys. Isaiah McKenzie on the fucking fumble kick return. Nobody touched him. What's up with that, McKenzie? By the way, lost his job to Marquez Stevenson. Yes. Marquez Stevenson started Thursday night, which we'll get into after this.
He did.
He lost his job. He actually tweeted that he's done for the season. That might be a little. And that's not an injury. I think McKenzie's pissed off, and he tweeted out that he's done. It's probably because the coach reamed him out. That's not good. He shouldn't do that. I'm sure the coach is extremely pissed that he, called it out like that. But yeah, he's done. So we're gonna get into the last thing here, and we're gonna get into week 12, and we got a quick
beer. Sip and save beer. Why pay more?
All right, sip and save beer. 99 cents, 12 ounce. Get that anywhere. Week 12. Let's get into the game that already happened, which is the Bills winning in New Orleans, 31-6. And I do got one message for everybody out there.
We don't need you. We don't want you. We'll take you when we want you.
One more for the good guys.
One more for the good guys.
I love it.
So, Captain D, did you watch the Thanksgiving game? I'm sure you did because you're a huge Bills fan. 31-6, man. We handled our business.
I watched the highlights. I kind of did a little pregame going in, and obviously I saw no Alvin Kamara. There was some injuries there and stuff like that. But hey, the Bills they bounced back. Josh Allen 4 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, that route that he ran. Wow. Hey,
yeah.
If I could adopt those feet and put it on mine, hey, it'd be great. But hey, the Bills did their thing. They took advantage, and
Eric V. Eric V. Listen, where the Jets fans are exactly how the pitcher would be. They're in a garbage bag, like over their head, hiding somewhere. Listen, Eric V. I don't know if you're a Jets fan. I need one. I need a guy for this show that could come on here that's man enough to come on here and talk Jets football.
Do we really want that now?
Yeah, I do. I do because I do. It's going to be tough. I agree. But listen, the Dolphins are on. The Dolphins are on here, right? They're fucking.
But they're not dumpster fire though.
I get it, but I would love to hear from a Jets fan. I really would, but they're not here. They don't want to be here. I
appreciate that.
I went. Dude, I asked everybody. Right? I asked the guy with the airplane hat. He didn't want to come. I asked everybody. So I'm sorry. So it is what it is. Curtis, what do you think about that beat down, that carving of the Saints on Thanksgiving?
Well, I think, I ate a lot of food, dude. I'm old. So, man, I was like in and out. I was high on acid, but I think it was just tryptophan or whatever it is from the turkey or something. You know what I mean? So I started watching the game, but it got out of hand. So I cut off. But from what I was watching, I saw them doing the convoy runs with Allen. I saw them having a run game early. I saw them having a physical offense. And to me, that's the recipe. That's the magic spice in their offense, a physical offense. So that's just the recipe for me.
Eric V coming in. He's a Bills fan, but he's saying the Jets suck. Yeah, they do. They do.
They're
I think they're losing their main cheerleader guy. What's his name?
Fireman Ed.
Fireman Ed, yeah.
Fireman Ed. He's taking
again.
He's leaving, I think.
I thought he left
done.
See, again.
He left.
Second time?
Yes.
First of all, he must be tired of being a masochist, because anyone who likes the Jets and has to sit down actually watch that garbage, man, you must like pain, and that's terrible.
Right.
I met him in a bar in Long Island once during a Dolphins game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he walked in. He did his whole shtick.
Oh, my God. Sports Dynasty, man. How do you feel how that game went, man? You watch that game?
I mean, I watched a little bit. I watched a little bit of it. It was expected. I mean, Trevor Siemian doesn't deserve to be in the league. I don't know why he's still in the league.
Oh, come on,
no.
Trevor.
He kills them every time.
I cannot. I hate Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian does not deserve to be.
Mind you, they share a name.
Exactly. I feel like I'm the best Trevor
Right.
out of both of us. But no, it's not seriously. You can tell.
Oh shit.
He's winless. He's winless with this team. He's winless with this team. When you take as a starter, technically, I don't count the win he had against Tampa because they got hurt. And the point is he's winless. And I think that they definitely missed Jameis Winston. And I think if Jameis Winston played,
bad. Exactly. I think if
Jameis Winston played, it would have been a little bit more compelling. But the Bills needed to win this game anyway. It had to happen. But
they got no receivers. They lost their best player and Alvin Kamara. It's like it was bound for you to whip their ass, and it was easy. Yeah. I knew that was gonna happen, and it came in a perfect time for you guys. You get that little game to get your mojo back. You get 10 days to prepare for Monday night. Lucky you. So you guys can use this beating to get your composure back. Yeah, and be ready for that big show, AFC showdown. So you guys needed this, and you guys got it. Now get on that film review. Get ready.
Yep. Eric V coming in ace. I guess he's talking about Ace Parade. He loves your content. I love his content too.
Nice.
That's why I got him on here. I love Sports Dynasty podcast content. That's why I got him on here. And Captain D, he's my buddy. He's the man. He's gonna be eventually on YouTube doing his own thing. And but yeah, they're all awesome. But let me get on this game. So I'm going to give you the number one crazy stat against this game, why it worked. Okay, here we go. Devin Singletary, 15 carries. Last week, 3. Wow, what a difference. 5 times more. What a difference a week made. Mind you, in a fucking dome, Dable. We could have used those carries in a shitty Buffalo, but that's okay. That's all right. 15 carries for Devin Singletary, 9 for Matt Breida. By the way, Zack Moss was benched. Rightfully so. Rightfully so, because if you look at the stats, Moss had a terrible year. He's averaging 2.9 a carry. If you watch the game, he's bouncing in the back of his offensive lineman like crazy. So he's not really – he's going into his line instead of going into the holes. Devin Singletary, for as much as everybody says, we need a running back. Buffalo needs a running back. That's the key. I want to tell you guys something. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. That's very good. That's very good. I'll take that all day long. He had a good game. If you watch the game, he has great yards after contact. The offensive line is average at best. If the offensive line was even good, he'd be even better. So stop with the nonsense of we need a running back. Oh, draft a running back. It's nothing to do with the running back, guys. All offensive line play. You get good offensive linemen, your quarterback could be better, your running backs could be better. And this game, I got to say, the Saints are a good defensive team. They're not great. They're good. And I thought Dable finally woke up and said, you know what? We got to throw the run in. We got to do something. We got to put Breida in there. Why? Because Zach and Singletary are the same running back almost. Right? They're both same speed, but but Singletary's more elusive. Why are we having the same kind of back in the backfield? Put Breida in. He's a change of pace running back. He's a quicker running back. You can set screens for Breida, and we are succeeding with Breida. And that's what you're going to see moving forward, Bills fans. I don't think Moss is going to be in the game. Moss probably will be a scratch moving forward, unless there's an injury. Okay? We won 31-6. I thought we controlled the ball on both sides. I thought it wasn't a perfect game, but it was a well-called game by Dable. Josh Allen threw for 23 of 28 passes. It wasn't a crazy 50 attempts. Perfect. Devin Singletary, like I said, 15 carries. Now, and Matt Breida 9 carries. That is a perfectly game. That's how you got to call it. You got to mix in the runs. Defensively, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. The Saints were so beaten up. The Saints were so they had nobody. Let's be honest. I heard the name Youngblood all night, and he like that stuck in my head. Youngblood, and he's terrible. He's fucking terrible. That's the best we got. So yes, 6 points is exactly what. So if you got to take anything positive, Bills Mafia, from this game, that's the exact score you were supposed to have versus a shitty offensive New Orleans Saints team. I expect that, and I'll tell you what, if the game was 10-6, I'd be here pissed off, even if we won. 31-6, that's exactly what you should do. A good team should beat a bad team every time. And that's the exact score that we should have handled Jacksonville. That's the score. But because Dable didn't play, didn't do any in-game adjustments, we lost. This game, he did the right thing. He mixed in the run. He got Josh Allen out of the pocket with a weak offensive line. Perfect game plan. And we won 31-6. That's how it should be played. Exactly how it should play. So now, next game we're going to get into. Go ahead. Go for it, Curtis. Go for it.
Running backs is my thing, dude. That's what I...
Yeah. Go. Shoot, brother. Shoot. Go.
I see Eric V saying with the Zack Moss has no vision.
Yes.
When you have a lesser offensive line,
it hurts.
And you see this with the Dolphins. Like we saw it with Kalen Ballage. We see it with Howard, who's back with the Eagles. When you don't have an offensive line that can set the holes and the protections and the blocks the way they're supposed to, these bigger, stiff-hip, less laterally able running backs get clogged up and stopped. Zack Moss is, from what I've seen, he's a little stiff-hip, but he's 222. He's the guy that if you can get him to the line of scrimmage and get that crease and hole, he can punch it and he can bring it forward. The problem is you're not really getting those holes. And that's why Singletary, who is small, he's like 197. He's got good lateral speed.
He's 210. He's 210.
Singletary's 210? I thought he was 197.
He gained weight.
Okay. But he's got way more lateral ability. He's got an ability to jump cut in a sense, not a full jump cut like Barry Sanders, but he can make that hop to get out to the gaps. And you need that because if a lineman gets blown up in your face, you just got to make that half gap jump.
Right.
And then Breida is extremely stiff hip. I saw him last year. He's got no cutting ability. He's a straight line runner. But his speed, when you get him off the edge, especially on Dion Dawkins, who's your best blocker, he can get into that space and get to that next level, the acceleration. So, you have the problem is your interior blockers aren't moving the guys the way they are. This limits Zack Moss because that A-gap run is really shut down for you guys. You're more of like a B-gap, C-gap running team at this point. Unless you really pound it, and then ultimately that A-gap might open up. But that's why Singletary is really benefiting, and even Breida, because, your best guys are on ones on the edge. So
no doubt. Yeah. No. I listen. I totally
know Singletary was 210, man. Nobody told me.
Me neither.
Yeah, he's 210.
Me neither.
He's he actually gained 5 pounds. He's actually I think they said 215 now. So he gained a lot of muscle in the offseason. That's
big for him. I remember him being like 190. Am I wrong? I remember him being like 197.
Yeah. He gained weight in the offseason, but muscle.
Wow.
If you watch Singletary run, if you ever watch him run,
right?
Yeah, 5 foot serum. For 5'7", he is a little bulldog. Like he doesn't go down.
Are you kidding me?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't go down with the first hit. That's why I keep saying him and Moss are kind of almost the same player, but Singletary is a little bit more elusive. But he's not fast. But Breida, if Dable can get him more involved with screen passes, he is like exactly what you said. He is the speed guy. Singletary doesn't have that elite 4.3 kind of speed.
Down for the speed,
right. So having Moss and Singletary in the backfield is almost the same. When you get Breida back there, it's a change of pace for the defense to go, okay, what's going on here, right? And that's what I like. When Moss is in the game, it's the same. I don't think he brings anything different.
But I tell you, he had that beautiful physical run against the Dolphins.
does.
He met
He's a
Edwards
tough
in
guy.
the hole, and he took the touchdown. He's physical
He's a
presence that
bulldog.
you need to.
Yes, he's a bowling ball, but unfortunately,
Is Brown back for you guys? Did Brown get back for you guys?
No.
So when
no,
Williams,
not
I
yet.
bet you when Williams slides back into right guard
Yes.
and Brown's outside,
Correct.
I think Moss will pick up his game.
So and I'm praying that in Monday Night Football, Brown is back, and Mongo, which is the key, is back at left guard because Bakker is bad. He's awful. So you can.
Does Williams start for you guys?
Yes, he was the right tackle. He moved over to right guard when Spencer Brown came in at right tackle. Because Brown is a gifted tall guy. He's like 6'8".
No, he's like 6'9".
He's huge, but he's a basketball player. He can bend like that.
Greer missed on him too. Chris Greer missed on him too.
The knock on those guys on tall offensive linemen is they can't bend. They can't get bent, and they're not athletic. Spencer Brown was a basketball player, a tight end, and then he converted to an offensive lineman. He's gifted athletically. That's why Dawson Knox, by the way, a quick shout out to Dawson Knox, who's coming around, who's really playing great football. He wasn't a tight end in all high school. He was a wide receiver, and I think he was, and then he basketball player. He converted to tight end. He's gifted athletically, and that's why Brandon Beane was like, you know what? I think this guy in 2 or 3 years can be that guy we're looking for if he could just, get with the, coaches and learn and get better. Spencer Brown was not supposed to start. Spencer Brown was a guy that we're stashing away, but unfortunately, our line is so bad, and Spencer Brown, thankfully, learned so quickly he became a starter. And that goes to show you that no GM's perfect, and the Cody Ford pick is not a good pick. And he's a guy that is going to unfortunately be cut next season. I cannot see him being on this Bills team next season. I feel for the guy, but he's not a good offensive lineman. He's a rotational player. He'll be in this league for a while, but strictly rotational. But that's what I got to say on that real quick. What are we on here? Week 12, Titans versus Patriots. Did we talk about that yet?
No.
Captain D? Okay. So let's get into the Titans versus Patriots. Captain D, what do you see about this game going on there? Interesting game. Very interesting
game, man. And I believe the Titans are going to be without A.J. Brown. I believe.
Yep.
No Derrick Henry.
Week 16.
And right now, the Patriots are moving and shaking, man. And I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one. As tough as that is, that's for me to say, I got the Patriots. They're good in the trenches. I have them grinding this out and getting a win. I really do. As tough as that's hard for me to say. I know.
We're gonna get the score predictions later, but okay. Curtis?
Yeah, Belichick knows Tannehill. Tannehill stripped of all his major players. Forget it. It's the Patriots win.
Yep. Sports Dynasty, man. Your game. What do you think?
So we are 0-2 against Mike Vrabel on 2 pretty bad losses. One on the quote-unquote end of dynasty in the wild card of 2019. And 2018, that gigantic beating at Tennessee.
Yeah, the blowout.
Yeah. So this Tennessee defense up front is very physical. So this is the type of defense where the run may not be the best idea, something that the Patriots like to do nowadays. So this might be a game where Captain D's boy Mac Jones might actually come out and do some serious damage. Their secondary is absolutely not good at all outside of Kevin Byard. He's very good, their safety, but that's a safety, not a cornerback. So Mac Jones should be doing some damage in this game. I like in the interior too, more so than intermediate game. So this might be a good Hunter Henry game from right here. Offensively for Tennessee, they're just not. They literally have nothing. Their entire offense is in the hospital. They have nothing. So I have no idea how they're going to score points. So I kind of see this game being close to how the Carolina game was. That's what my guess is going to be. Something like that.
Eric V coming in real quick. Titans have no Henry, no Brown, no Julio. I mean, I haven't looked at the injury report, but that's what he's saying.
It's bad.
Patriots, if they didn't win it, would be a huge upset. If that's true, I know about Henry. I know about Brown. I didn't know about Julio Jones.
He's an IR.
Yeah, if you guys lose, I mean that's amazing. I don't think. But Julio, Juan, go ahead.
No, Trevor, you got it. Yeah.
All right. Me personally, I don't see how this offense gonna be able to score Tennessee. I mean, like, I think, not with that. Their strength was running the football, and they literally have no way to run the football.
Yeah, I don't know who their running back.
I don't know who their running back is either. They just cut Adrian Peterson, which that's like wow, whatever. But I think
that's weird.
the Patriots defense is gonna tee off on Ryan Tannehill. They're gonna pick him apart. I like because it is gonna show. Hey, listen, he benefits from having a great running game to hide his flaws, which is reasonable. What you want?
Play action is his strength.
Yeah, play action is his strength. But I don't see how they score. Like I personally think this might be a beating. This might be a beating. Honestly, I think it might be a beating. Convincing when then the media. The media talking about the Patriots get another break. You know, the start. Listen, this is what it is. We play who's on the schedule. This is the NFL. Play who's on the schedule. Injuries happen. It's up to the teams to adjust and try to game plan despite having injuries and trying to make the best of it.
Just pray for health.
Yeah, exactly. But I think
I agree.
We just pray for health at this point.
It's going to be a beating. It's going to be a beating.
Speaking of health, I do want to bring up one thing because I didn't bring it up.
We didn't mention yours. Yeah.
Trey White.
Really bad.
Out for the season. One of the top. I mean, I'm not being a homer fan here. He is a top 5. He is a top 5 cornerback.
And he's wonderful. He's my favorite player.
He is. He's great.
Yeah, he may not have the interceptions like Xavier Howard or Ramsey.
There's a reason why.
But there's a reason why. Yeah, he's a not only is he a great cornerback, he's a good teammate. He's a leader on defense. You're missing a lot when you miss a guy like that. Okay. But that just says, listen, Dane Jackson, who's the next man up, it's time to put your big boy pants on. Yep. Unfortunately, this is how NFL works. I've seen it. I've been watching since '89. It sucks when a key player goes down, but it happens a lot. I saw Jim Kelly go down. I saw Thurman Thomas go down. I saw Bruce Smith one time go down, which, by the way, that's fucking rare on Bruce Smith. Went down once. Like, there's not players, by the way, I hate to say it, but Bruce Smith was like a fucking alien. Okay, that dude didn't get hurt. He got hurt one time. He got a Stairmaster, and he was the fucking king. So, but anyways, injuries happen. Next man up. I believe in our defense. I think Dane Jackson, he's no Trey White, but I think he'll be okay. Okay. But yeah, that was a huge loss. A huge loss. And I got to say this real quick. I love Brandon Beane. I love Brandon Beane. And I always say this, no matter what sport you watch, football, basketball, baseball. I said this from forever. It starts from the top, right? Ownership, GM, coaching staff, then the players. That's how it should work. A lot of teams are not that way. There's players, coaches, they're all mixed up, and it doesn't work that way. You got to start from the top. If You don't start from the top, you're fucked. I think Brandon Beane's done an excellent job. However, he's missed some key things. The offensive line, for one, has been bad for the last 3 seasons. You should have addressed this. You had multiple years to address it. You didn't. The cornerback position. Trey White's been amazing. Amazing. Levi Wallace is a great player. He's a pickup. He wasn't even drafted. I love Levi Wallace. But you had your opportunity to bring in a cornerback in the draft. Failed to do that. You brought in Josh Norman last year that you thought old Josh Norman would compete with Levi Wallace. It wasn't going to happen. And now look, right? Trey White's out. Levi Wallace is our number 1, a walk-on player. We drafted Boogie Basham in round 2. Why go back-to-back edge in this draft when there was so much cornerbacks out there? 2021, if anyone watched that draft, there was a shit ton of great to good cornerbacks that were going in round 1, round 2, round 3, even round 4. There were some serviceable cornerbacks, and we failed to do it. We picked up Boogie, which makes 0 sense, and I wanted to believe it did. But if you're going to stash a player like Boogie, and you're in a win mode now, you know your team is on that track of going to the Super Bowl, get someone that can contribute now. We have enough players in the practice squad. You could have drafted an edge next year. We just drafted Rousseau. Why would you draft back-to-back edge? It makes 0 sense. Thankfully, he drafted Spencer Brown, which, by the way, for any Bills fans that are watching this, Spencer Brown was not supposed to start, guys. He was a guy that was supposed to be built through the season, a stash away player who in 2022 would be a starter potentially. But since our offensive line's so bad, and thankfully Spencer Brown is a good player, it worked out. But Boogie Basham, we all knew, even Gregory Rousseau, by the way, was not supposed to start, guys. But Gregory Rousseau is a freak. And he started. But Boogie, why have Boogie sitting there, not a healthy scratch every week, pretty much, when we could have had a cornerback, an offensive lineman that could contribute for the 2021 season? It makes no sense because we're not in rebuilding mode anymore. This isn't the Jets. This isn't the Dolphins. No offense. This isn't even the Patriots, who are technically rebuilding. This is a team that's already established. Now we're just adding pieces. So why would you stash away players for future use when you should have added things that you needed to get to that next step, which is Super Bowl? And I kind of felt like Brandon Beane was so obsessed with the Chiefs and beating the Chiefs. His primary goal was to get edge rushers, get after Mahomes, get Mahomes. And how has that worked so far? We don't sack quarterbacks. This is we are not that kind of team. We are a nickel kind of team that does turnovers, but we're not a sack heavy team. We are a pressure team. But those guys, they're going to take a little while to grow, to mature. And I think it was a mistake. And listen, for as much as my whole point about this is no GM's perfect, but I'm not going to sit here and say Brandon Beane has made excellent decisions. He's perfect in the draft. You made a mistake. Going back-to-back edge. That's all I'm going to say on that. So I'm done with that rant. Titans versus Patriots. Ryan Tannehill. I don't think it's as bad as quarterback as people think. I thought he was a pretty decent quarterback. I thought he was a pretty good quarterback in Miami. I thought he got shit on a little bit by the fans. Especially for a quarterback being a wide receiver going to quarterback.
I thought the Dolphins face.
I thought, I'm being listen.
I saw that.
It don't matter. I don't care. I watch this guy. I'm not a Dolphin fan. I know what D's going to say, but I'm just saying, I don't think he was as bad as Dolphin fans think. I think he's a top 15 quarterback. And that's fair. I think that's a serviceable quarterback in this league, top 15. I think he's mobile enough to get out of. He's mobile enough. I think he has a decent arm. But that Tennessee team is depleted. Bro, they got nobody. If Julio's out, Henry's out, AJ Brown's out, and you're leaving it all on Tannehill, it's not going to work. Unfortunately, Patriots are going to win this game. I hate to say it, but the Titans they got nobody. They got no answers. If the Titans win, that is a huge upset. By the way, I think they're playing in New England, correct?
Yes. No, yes.
Then no, I don't have Titans. For as good as they've been playing, they don't have enough weapons. And for as good as the Patriots been playing on defense, I can't see it happening. I can't. I don't. Adidas, you want to say something about your buddy Ryan Tannehill? Does it look like you're biting at the chop?
No. I'm very happy for Ryan Tannehill. You know, he has great support with Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans, and I think a great coach. You know, with Rabel. So, you know, hey, kudos to Ryan Tannehill. I'm actually a Ryan Tannehill fan. I didn't like how the situation was handled back in Miami, but he had a lot of time. Were the pieces there? No, but hey, look, kudos to Ryan Tannehill. I don't know if anybody remembers the whole Miko Grimes, which is Brent Grimes' wife, how she chastised Ryan Tannehill when he was in Miami, and I thought that was wrong. I thought that was wrong. I didn't think it was fair to Ryan. I think he's a good dude, and I think I'm a Ryan Tannehill fan. It just didn't work out in Miami, but it's working out in Tennessee. Kudos to him. And hey, if the Dolphins can keep winning, and if Tennessee can pull this off and beat the Patriots, hey, I'll take it all day.
Jose, that would be like the Bills losing to the Jags. Yikes!
It'd be worse.
Cheap
actually.
shot.
At least Jacksonville was healthy when they won.
Damn you, Jose. All right, so next game, let's get to it. It's the Panthers versus Dolphins. This is
an interesting one.
Real interesting game. Very interesting. I'm torn on this game. Captain D, we'll start with you, man. Panthers at Dolphins.
All right, Dolphins fans. Right now, listen. Liam Eichenberg, Jesse Davis, put your big boy pants on right now. Strap them up tonight, and let's get our confidence going. Because when you look across that field, it's going to be Brian Burns, Hassan Riddick, combined 17.5 sacks. And let me put that into perspective for you, Miami Dolphins fans. The Miami Dolphins defensive unit as a team has 22 sacks on the season. So we have big shoes to fill here. They're a top 5 ranked defense. And Stephon Gilmore, hey, Sports Dynasty podcast, he's only played 4 games, but he's got 2 interceptions.
He's right there. Stephon Gilmore's right up there. His jersey's right up there.
Don't forget a few Buffalo Bills drafted him. Just throwing that out there.
I got you, but this is going to be very, very tough. I'm going to keep it real, Miami Dolphins fans. I think we fall short on this one. It's going to be a tough road. We're not good in the trenches. I did see some good things, some run blocking that I did like, but it is against the Jets. So there's a couple little things that we're trying to add. Phillip Lindsay. I'm hoping for the best. Their offense is not as fluent, but their defense is a monster, and our offensive line struggles. So I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more towards the Carolina Panthers on this one.
Okay. Jack saying McCaffrey gonna run like crazy on the Dolphins D. Curtis, what do you got to say about Jack's response there?
I don't really see the Dolphins winning. You got the second best pass defense in the league. You're not going to get those broken coverages like you got 2 or 3 broken coverages that really changes the course of the game in the last two games. The offensive line's going to really struggle. And Cam Newton is able to do some work on the ground. And Dolphins have always struggled against mobile quarterbacks. And Cam Newton really wants to make a claim for himself for next year. He was even he even took.
Mid-take.
Hey, there we go.
Man, again.
No, you're back. You're good.
Anyway, where did I leave off?
That the Panthers, I don't know, they suck. Go ahead.
Struggling against mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah, Dolphins struggle against mobile quarterbacks. They're going to be able to put points on. They're going to be able to put yards on. They're going to keep the defense on the field. And I really think that Tua is going to have a hard day because he's just not going to get those easy coverages. Like I said, McCaffrey is going to make his yards. And hopefully the Dolphins can keep it close. And I really think.
Again.
Oh, no, Curtis. Oh, no. All right.
Guys, I think my internet's going down over here.
No, you're fine. You're fine. All right. So, Sports Dynasty, real quick. Go ahead. Because we're going to get on the last game, but go ahead.
Yeah.
No problem. You got it.
Yeah, I'm going with Carolina to win this game. I do think that, I think I mentioned before, I think McCaffrey's going to have a pretty good decent game. And Cam Newton brings a spark to this Carolina team they haven't had all year, especially since Sam Darnold was the quarterback. So I guess, but they have a spark there. They respond to him. I think the team plays well. It's having that veteran presence there, someone who's obviously is familiar with the team, different system, but even on a limited playbook, he's still finding ways to make plays. And I don't see Miami being able to combat that, especially defensively. I'm gonna go Carolina.
All right. Juan, same thing. You agree with your buddy Trevor?
Kind of. I'm so torn.
Bro, I'm on the same page.
They're not gonna be able to throw the ball that well though. So
I'm
to say that when he throws the ball, Howard and company's not gonna take the ball away. You know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah.
This is gonna be an ugly game, dude.
Yeah. And I agree.
Yeah, I don't think McCaffrey's still 100%.
Let's jump right into the predictions. By the way,
yeah, let's do that.
Let's go. We're gonna start with you guys first. Might as well. So let's get right into the prediction. We'll stay with this game. Actually, no. Let me rewind. Let's go with the real quick. The worst game of the week. Jets at Texans. Trevor and Juan. I mean, honestly, it's the worst game of the week. What do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got?
This is at Houston, right?
At Houston. Yes.
No, Houston. Is that Houston? Then I'm definitely going Texans. I'm going Texans. Let me go 24-14 Texans.
Okay.
I'm going Houston to win this game because the Jets are just incompetent, and I don't see how they're so bad that they'll let bad teams look great against them. So you know what? I'm going with Houston to win this game.
Yep.
24-17.
Nice. All right. Curtis. Jets and Houston.
I think Tyrod's going to win it. I think the Texans going to win it.
What do you got? Throw any score. Throw any score out there. It don't matter.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting. I got supposed to do that.
That's all right.
21-17.
Ooh. Captain D, what you got? That's not a bad score, actually.
Hey, listen, I'm jumping on with Trevor because he picked the Colts last week. I'm going with him. I'm going with him. So on this one, I'm going to say 24-17. I don't know.
Right. I love that score.
24-17.
Both bad teams. I'm going to say Texans win. I'm going to say even lower. I'm going to say 17-13 Texans win. They're bad teams.
How many people watching this game?
And real quick, I just want to add this in. Tyrod Taylor, I'm gonna put some respect on your name. I kind of.
There you go.
After beating Tennessee,
after that Tennessee game, I'm gonna put some respect on your name a little bit. Tyrod Taylor, I respect you. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I tried. Listen, I watched the guy. The guy is he's a good dude, man. That guy's not as. He's had some bad luck in this NFL league. I'll be honest with you. Okay, next game. Panthers Dolphins. Captain D, we'll start with you. Score prediction. Go for it.
I know I'm going to contradict myself here. I know I just kind of told you what I was thinking, how I'm feeling, how it's going to break down. But 3 wins in a row. We're at home. Maybe Philip Lindsay. I'm hoping and praying might add a little something. Maybe we're gelling on our offensive line, but I'm gonna go 17-10 Dolphins.
Okay, Curtis, what you got, man? Panthers Dolphins.
I got the Panthers going 23 and the Dolphins 13.
Ooh, yikes, Captain D. All right, Sports Dynasty, what you got?
I'm going Carolina to win 23-14. 9-point win.
Okay. Almost like okay. Juan.
22. I'm gonna go unorthodox. 2019 Dolphins. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I got it, Captain.
I like that one.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. This is a tough one.
Field goal, happy game.
This is a tough one. I hate the Dolphins.
Come on, Tommy. Come on.
However, I think their defense has stepped up since the Buffalo game. I think the Panthers quarterback position is bad.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna stop McCaffrey for as much as people think they're not. They will. They're gonna game plan for him. I think the Dolphins offense will do just enough. I'm gonna say 23-20 Dolphins win. 23.
So if Washington did it, why can't the Dolphins do it?
23-20. Low scoring game, good defensive game. Dolphins at home do just enough to squeeze by. And they're on a roll, by the way. They're out 4 in a row if that happens.
That'd be sweet.
All right. Did we get the Jazz Titans? Yeah, we did it all. So we're gonna get to the very last thing, guys. And it's a new segment.
Oh, the Patriot game. Patriot score. The Patriots score.
I didn't have the Patriot game? I'm sorry. No. Titans versus Patriots. I hate it, man. Titans 75, Patriots 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Realistically, the Patriots are going to win 27-13. 27-13.
Ooh.
That's close to that.
That's not that close as you think. I think the Titans wind up scoring some bullshit tight end, bullshit score at the end.
That's close to the score I had.
27-13 is a blowout. I think the Patriots control the run game. They control the clock. Mac Jones and this offense, the way they play, the way I've been seeing at least, is a very safe Belichick type of scheme. Throw to your tight ends, you run, you control the clock. Your defense gets you in good offensive position to score field goals, touchdown. I like it. I just don't see the Titans matching up well, especially when they got nobody. The defense of the Patriots has been bringing it. Every time I think they're not, they do. For as much as I want the Patriots to lose, they're not. They're not. If they lose, that is a I don't care what anyone says. Even though the Titans are number 1 right now in the AFC, if the Titans win, that's an upset. I'm sorry. That is an upset.
If New England loses this game, this show will be insane next Saturday.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane in this piece if we lose this game. That's all I got to say. Here's a warning right now. I'm just letting you know right now.
A lot of F.
100%. That is an upset.
I'm going to go insane.
That is an upset. So we're going to get into the last segment of the show because man, we've been on for 2 hours, folks. And
Like the
Curtis,
third,
I can see
fourth
he's
show in a row.
rubbing his eyes.
Oh, dude, I'm old. Dude.
Rubbing his eyes.
I got my 5-year-old who I said
right,
I'm going
Jose?
to talk to about trains for Christmas. He's knocking on the door. Daddy, you done?
Right. So this is the last segment of the show, and this is what we call I'm gonna rant.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me.
God. I forgot about that.
Okay.
Wow.
One of the best rants one of the press I've ever seen. Incredible.
Yes. So D, go ahead, man. Give us your rant. For the
I don't really have much of a rant. I'm just gonna say is that why did we start this now? This win streak when we should have been starting it a lot earlier. And that's all my rant is that we should have been picking up where we left off last year. It's just been kind of ugly, but I'm looking at the bright side of things now, trying to keep positive, a Dolphins fan. 3 in a row. Let's continue it. But other than that, bro, we're on a 3-game winning streak. That ain't shit. But you know what? As a Dolphins fan, I'm going to be positive about it. And let's go Dolphins tomorrow. Come on.
Why didn't you start off by saying you're 40? I'm 40, goddammit. I'm a man.
I'm a man.
Bullshit.
I thought it was 25, man.
Curtis, go ahead, brother. What's your epic rant for the week?
My epic rant for the week is are Fins fans tired of being used by the media? We're constantly being built up and torn down by the media, chasing the tails of these media people. I don't know where they come from with half their information. But I said a while ago, Flores was going to be the poster boy, the whipping boy. And he always talked about is Flores is going to get fired. Flores has lost control of the team. Flores and Tua don't like each other. And then they start winning. And now you don't hear anybody saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. It's because the media hustle is always manipulating Dolphins fans so they can't point their fingers at what really matters and what's really important. And I got to say this, my rant is this. In this world of media, we fans have power. These corporate people only understand one thing. That's the dime and the look. If we Fin fans could rally together and get some kind of hashtag and just call out the one main point and get it trending and wake these media people up, we might be able to turn this team around. But if we just buy into this media sales thing and we keep chasing these lies, we're going to suck for 10 years, 20 years more.
All right. I like it. Sports Dynasty, we'll start with Juan. What do you got for us, man? Epic rant of the week.
The hell's there for me to rant about? We're in cloud 9. Well, and I'm chilling right now.
I have something to rant about.
Damn. All right. What Trevor does.
And it has nothing to do with the New England Patriots. Nothing to do with the Patriots.
All right. Hey, it can be anything. Go for it.
I have. Oh, yeah. If you were watching the Oakland, I'm sorry, the Oakland. I don't care. The Oakland Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys game. What the fuck was that? 28 penalties, over 250 yards combined in penalties.
They wanted TV time.
Yep.
The fact, first of all, if I am the league, if I'm a part of the competition committee, that can never happen. The fact that the referees literally took control of the entire game, literally every play, especially in the fourth quarter and that overtime, flag. If I even breathe on you the wrong way, it's a fucking flag. It was disgraceful. A disgraceful showing. It was a bad look for the league.
Dallas Cowboys game too on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching that game, bro.
Yeah, so everyone's watching it. Sean Hockley, who was the lead referee for that crew, I actually didn't notice. I actually didn't notice. The road team, the home team this year is 2-9 when him and his crew are leading the charge for their game. 2-9. So the road team has an instant advantage, even though both teams with the sloppy, just bad discipline, this dumb penalties. Anthony Brown, the cornerback for the Cowboys, four defensive penalties. That can't happen. It is bad. But the penalties, I could understand calling down the wire and everything, but every play was a goddamn flag. That's bad. And the fact that we want the players to be able to determine the outcome of the game, not the referee. And that last drive literally decided the outcome. The referees literally put the game in their hands, and it was unacceptable to watch. That can never happen again.
No, I love that rant, brother. Mine is for Bills Mafia, and it's plain and simple. Home field advantage. Is it really home field advantage at this point?
Anyway,
we want an open air stadium because they got to come to us and they got to play in the snow and the wind. Okay, are we fucking built to play in the snow or wind? Let's be real. We are not. And if you want an open air stadium, which by the way, guys, Bills Mafia, it's not about because the owners want home field advantage and teams have to play in the snow and wind. We're built for that. It's about money. A dome would cost more. A stadium that can, an open air a stadium that has an open air roof that can close and open, whatever, would be worth more money to build. They're not going to do that. It has nothing to do with home field advantage. Brandon Beane should know this. He should build a team with a good offensive line that's built to play at home. So don't give me the home field advantage. I'd rather be on the road.
I just thought over it.
I'd rather be on the fucking road because we play better on the road. I told everybody the Saints game we were going to win because we're in a dome. Josh, I don't care what you guys say. Josh Allen, we draft Josh Allen because he gets thrown through the wind. Tyler Bass can kick 60-yard field goals. How'd that work out? Tyler Bass missed both field goals because of the wind. Receivers were dropping balls because Josh Allen throws very hard footballs. He doesn't know how to really put a soft touch. It's not Jim Kelly. I keep telling people this. This isn't the 90 Bills. This is not the 90 Bills, guys. This is a totally built different team. We don't have big offensive linemen that can move the win in the trenches. Thurman Thomas can, bulldoze his way. Kenneth Davis, screen passes. That's not how we're built. And maybe that's on Brandon Beane because Brandon Beane should know the environment we're in. And if that's the environment we're in, you need to draft offensive linemen that are mean, gritty, that can win in that trenches. Why? Because in December and January, when it's time to that's when the playoffs, that's when you need to start winning to get into the playoffs and mark your seed. That's when the worst weather comes to Buffalo. We have wins like no other stadium. No other stadium. I don't care what quarterback you have. Look at the stats. Any quarterback comes in December and January, throw for bad yardage. They run. We don't have Richie Incognito. We don't have that offensive line to get mean and gritty. We're not built that way. Why? Why aren't we built that way? You know where we play. We play in Buffalo. This isn't a dome. This isn't a retractable roof where we could close a stadium. It works out perfectly for offense. So, Bills fans, stop screaming that it's home field advantage, that we want teams to come here in January. I don't want I'm gonna be real. You guys are gonna hate me. I'd rather be on the road. I'd rather be on the road in a nice dome atmosphere. Give Josh Allen and this offensive line a better opportunity to show better because we're not built for Buffalo. And that's the truth, guys. You could take it for what you want, and it's not about the running backs. It's all about the front line. By the way, that's also about the defensive line. The defensive line gets beat up just as much as the offensive line does in the trenches. Because teams come to Buffalo going, you know what? We can't pass in this weather. We can't. We got to fucking use our tight ends. We got to use our checkdowns. We got to run the ball. And that's what we're going to do because passing will not work. What did we do? We're not built that way. We have to pass the ball. And Dable, of course, continues to go away from the grain in Buffalo in December and January. And we're going to lose constantly, guys. That's not how we're built. And by the way, a lot of fans come back at me and say, if we were in Indianapolis, it would have been the same results. Maybe. But I guarantee we would have scored more than 15 points. I promise you. It might have been 41-35. We lost. But we would have been shown better on offense. I promise you. I'll guarantee you that. Look at the stats Josh Allen throws away compared to home. They're way better. Way better on the road. And Josh Allen is made for Buffalo weather. I don't buy that. It's the offensive line that is it makes everything. That's what wins in the trenches. That's what will win in Buffalo. Marv Levy, what did he say? When it's too hard for them, it's just right for us. Nope, not here in Buffalo. Not this team. By the way, and everyone that's going to say, oh, fuck that shit. I saw a interview by the Buffalo Bills player, one of them. I forget who it was. They asked, the Bills Stadium, a new one, would you rather have a dome? I think it was Isaiah McKenzie. It was Isaiah McKenzie. The guy asked, would you rather play in a dome stadium or outdoor weather? McKenzie said, we all talk about it, actually, all the players. We would much rather a dome. Most of our guys are from South Florida, southern weather, warm climates. We much prefer a dome stadium or retractable roof. So if the players are thinking that, that's what they're built like. They're not. Listen, this isn't the 80s. This isn't the 90s. I continue to say that. This team is not built. If this was the Titans, perfect. No problem. You got a Derrick Henry. You got an offensive line. If this was the Colts, perfect. You got a good offensive line. They're bruisers. You can win that way. You control the clock. This is not that team. And that's the rant I'm going to go on. Until Brandon Beane builds a team that's right for Buffalo and the environment, I'm much preferred to be on the road in playoffs. At least in the playoffs. Because we are not I don't think home field advantage is an advantage. That's the rant I'm going to go on. Okay, I'm done with my rant.
Champs us.
So, Curtis, my man, where can we find you? I appreciate you being on here. I know you've been on for 2 hours and 17 minutes. It is time for Curtis to take a nap and go to bed. Curtis?
No, I gotta do an hour's worth of train studies with my 5-year-old that he's gonna get for Christmas. That before I can take my old self to bed. I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. You can see I do my Dolphins coverage and all the football coverage on YouTube at Ace Per Head. You can see me there. I really try to cover as much as I can. I'm a football guy first, but obviously I'm a Finns fan. So that's my whole spiel.
All right, Curtis, Ace Per Head, guys, by the way, YouTube, awesome content guy. I'm going to have him more on here. Hopefully in the future, we're going to mix things up and maybe be on his channel in the future. Captain D, where we can find you.
Real quick, couple of thank yous. Obviously, Mafia Sports Report, Curtis from Ace Per Head. Love the content. Sports Dynasty Podcast. Everybody, thank you so much. And a couple different shout-outs. Elijah Moore, I'm sorry, but St. Thomas Aquinas, he's alumni back in Southeast Florida. You showed out against the Dolphins. Keep doing your thing. Trey White, keep your head up. Knee injury, bro. I'm going through it too. Not football, but basketball. Keep your head up, bro. Do that rehab. You're going to be fine, bro. I'm telling you that right now. Let's go Dolphins. Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
All right, Sports Dynasty, my brothers, man. Go ahead. Where we can find you, man.
You go ahead, bro. You got.
You scared?
Yeah, I got this.
Scared?
Trevor's scared. Trevor's scared.
You're messing up as of late.
Now we're messing up the new intro as of late. So yeah, you go ahead and tell me where you can find us.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast content, in Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. We're Apple affiliates, so that is where we prefer to have our podcast downloaded.
Yes. What he said.
Fancy schmancy Apple. I'm still on Android.
Wow.
You can find me, Mafia Sports Report. You know where I'm at. Saturdays every here, AFC Shakedown, 7:35, 7:30, whatever you want to do. I do post-game shows after the game directly. Obviously, I won't be doing a post-game show because I already did one. Other than that, Fridays I'm on hashtag. And I do want to say one thing. All of the chat, I couldn't do this without you. I would be talking with dead air. I really appreciate you guys being here. Honestly, Jose, everybody, Patrick, all you guys, Jason, everybody that joined, and especially my panel. I couldn't do this without you. And we're going to be doing this next season, and hopefully it's a bit of a change where we're swapping to each person's network.
Yeah. Definitely.
And we're gonna bring you better content, and I hope you guys enjoy this. But other than that, it's gonna be a fun weekend of football, and go Bills, man.
Go Patriots.
God bless America and God bless Ric Flair. Go for it. Woo! Styling and profiling. Woo! 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 I've lost it. I've lost reality. And when I lose reality, somebody else pays the price of a lifetime. Woo! 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 Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Woo! All man. Ric Flair. Woo! 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 Oh man, I'm on fire today. Woo! 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 You're gonna be mine all night long. Woo!
Crazy.
Oh wow! Look at
Ready there.
Hey,
Ready
He
there.
wants
you
the
go.
train stories.
Wow.
You know?
hey, little man. There
That's